Welcome back, everybody. SJJMAS number 22. Accept no cheap imitations. This is the real deal. Right here. You know it's the real deal because we're even waking up at 8 a.m. UK time to speak to crazy Aussies in upside down land. Robert Cobb, what the devil are you doing on my show at 8 a.m. on a British morning, dude?
Thank you so much for having me on, SJJ. I feel like you've had a plethora of, what would you say, absolute monster guests.
Celebrities of
Yeah,
of dissonant thought.
yeah. So this is going to be a rough one. Sorry to let you down, but it's the absolute dregs at the end of your friends list here.
Oh, come off it! No, it's not. No, it's not. In fact, I have exciting. Not that you're not exciting, but this is not the dregs of a barrel at all, Robert. We've got much more to come. SJ James still has strength to pull out yet.
Holy shit! I thought I was on Millennial. Is this not? You sound Scottish.
Oh,
You're
bro.
not Scottish.
No, sorry about that.
Joking. You all sound the same to me.
Yeah, well, you got to send a Christmas card with £50 in it to get on that other one.
Oh yeah. And probably a dick pic as well, maybe.
Oh my god, no, don't go there.
I don't know. Considering some of his. Anyway, so right. Yes, I am on the other side of the world. Yes, we do wear magnets on our shoes. The ground is covered in iron ore, so it sticks pretty well.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. There's kangaroos in the backyard. It's opposite land over here. Yeah.
Does the blood all rush to your heads?
We're adapted to it. Yeah, we're built different down here. We've got to be aware of the massive spiders that come in and
Yeah.
try and rape our women. So it's all a bit. We're built different, and we can take down drop bears with a swing of the didgeridoo. Is that it? Yeah, the didgeridoo. I'll go with that.
Wait, it's a boomerang. That's the Aussie weapon, right?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. You know more about my land
Hey,
than I know about my land.
hey, can you throw a boomerang? Surely every Aussie lad is taught how to do it.
Yeah, I think, well, I have thrown one. Did it come back? I don't know. That's the eternal question. Does it ever come back? Did the Aboriginals invent a weapon that returned and they could catch it? I doubt it. So we'll see.
Well, surely the Aboriginals have made many great contributions to Australian society, Robert.
I mean, the didgeridoo is genius. Come on. There's nothing else better than that. Except for the boomerang, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I think it was, what did they call it? Terra nullius. Those racist Brits. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So naive.
Well, it was the colonising spirit, really, wasn't it? When was Australia founded? I don't even know this information.
Don't ask me these.
Oh, come
factual
on.
questions.
Australia founding was... Well, it says January the 1st, 1901, but that's not true. When was it discovered, basically? British settlement begins January the 26th, 1788.
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to say my ancestors were here before 1901. And set up a hole in the ground. Some of my ancestors went out in South Australia, north, and they lived in a dugout for God knows how long, a few years, I guess. And then somehow he made enough money to build a stone church from nothing and land enough to, raise sheep and whatever, and had like 5 kids or something. Incredible stuff. Hard men. They were free in South Australia, by the way. I don't know if everyone's aware of this, but we were until filthy convicts. Obviously, the eastern states were mainly convicts, but South Australia was free settlers.
Wait, you're doxing yourself now, so we know you're in South Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
By the end of the show, we'll have got his street address out of him.
Right.
Yeah. So South Australia, you weren't all convicts. So are you telling me that you know the history of your family, how they ended up there, and that they were not part of the settlement of British convicts?
Yeah, absolutely. I've gone deep into my family history. I think everyone should. If you care about our thing or whatever, whatever it is that the umbrella of, the Christmas spirit that we live under at the moment. I think you should know who your ancestors were and where they came from. And what
I think it might be easier, Rob, though, if in like a case like yours where your family at some point have like left the country and emigrated somewhere else, because then there's probably records available for you to go and chase up. Whereas like in my case, my family line in terms of records basically just stops dead something like I don't know, 1910 or something. Just can't find anything before then.
Oh, really?
That's
fascinating.
I know, it's really bad. The way it works over here in the UK is parishes. So councils are separated basically into local parishes, and each local parish collects birth and death records, and most of these, a lot of it, or at least until very recently, may in fact be changing, like very recently now, due to things like Ancestry.com or these online things. But the records were all kept locally, and you literally had to go and visit the parish in person to like search like manually through death or birth records.
Wow, that's kind of based in some kind of
It
weird
is,
way.
but fucking annoying. I mean, we had a family member. It actually came up recently. We had a family member who was like estranged from the family for about, I don't know, 6 years, and then we found out they died, and they died 5 years ago. So, and this happened recently, and we wanted to find out how they died, the circumstances, basically. Basically, what happened is my mum just happened a few months ago, just happened to go and take a walk through a graveyard, and literally found the grave of the person in question, and they've been dead 5 years ago, and so it's taken months to actually track down where they died, how they died, and get a death certificate.
Was it a hunting accident in Scotland? Let's just say it was, because that's fucking based as fuck.
No, it wasn't, unfortunately. And there's very little information as well available. So,
is it true? Like in I don't know, like in parts of, I don't know how like populated your kind of area that you grew up in, or the graveyard that your mother went to, but in some cases there's like graves on graves on graves. Like there's multiple levels of people buried there because they just didn't have the space to like, set up a new. Is it like that in some places in the UK, or maybe that's just Singapore? I don't know.
I don't think it's like that. I think, I think, I've not spent enough time in graveyards. I know this sounds morbid as fuck, but
You didn't have a goth girlfriend.
No, I've never had a goth girlfriend, actually.
Oh God, you're missing out on the graveyard fiasco.
Yeah. Goths were before my time. So I don't know when they
Oh
came
yeah, I
around
keep
in
forgetting you're like
Australia.
12 years old.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But
That's crazy.
goths were before my time. I think that was a '90s thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To be honest, I never had a goth girlfriend. I mean, one of them said
We,
she was. I doubted it,
yeah, we all missed out on that one.
because I feel like she dabbled in the black arts or whatever, but she didn't. She wasn't hot. She wasn't hot like a goth bitch. You know what I mean? It was like,
Hmm.
what the fuck is this? You just do the black magic without being hot? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I'm
Anyway,
not into
so
witch girls.
yeah, would you be scared of like getting with a goth if she was like into the dark arts? Or
Well, no, because I just consider it silly. I don't believe in it, so I just think these girls are silly. And in a weird way, if she's putting her
that's
effort
where that's
into
where
shit like that, she's not doing other things. So I suppose it can be kind of endearing.
okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I guess if you consider it that way. They do say if you like meet a demon in real life, you should probably just treat them nonchalantly and never believe anything they say.
Yeah.
Like if you did
Yeah.
too much DMT one night in the woods or whatever, and you found yourself in front of a glowing presence, you probably
Well,
shouldn't think they're an angel that's come to save your life, because then you're in big trouble.
well, the question is, how would you know a demon if you see it, and do you expect them to literally glow? Because, from my understanding, I don't believe in this shit, but if it exists, like a demon or something, wouldn't it just come as like a human being?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. That's a good point. So maybe every person you meet, you should like treat them like they're nothing. They're scum
Oh my god, bro!
below your
I think that's
foot.
called psychopathy, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. So do you have ADD as well? Like I was diagnosed as a kid.
Oh, really?
Um,
Yes. Yeah, I'm ADHD. Let's bond over
mm,
it, Rob. So you were
well, my
diagnosed
mother never put me on. Well,
on
speed, I guess, is the
on speed.
the solution apparently
Mm.
to these children that won't behave in class. They get hyper focused on, I guess, writing and reading. Is that the theory? I'm not sure.
Oh no, completely the opposite. That's like autism. If you get hyper focused on
No, I'm
something.
saying after you've had the medication.
Oh, well, I've never taken it either, so I
Yeah.
don't know. Is the question. So I
Sometimes I
get
wish I did. Like, maybe my
yeah.
life would be different.
I
Maybe I wouldn't
guess
be an alcoholic.
I guess I can give some experience from observing. There's a couple of guys. I tell this story often. There's a couple of guys from my old gym, right, who used to. I know for a fact they used to like recreationally use speed, and they wouldn't. So I don't know how it works, and obviously we're not condoning this. So it's talk of recreational drug use is not a recommendation or
Yeah.
endorsement to
Did you
anybody.
like? Were you in a like? Was this like I don't know, what would you call it, a seedy gym, or is just like half the
No, not at
population
all.
of Britain on speed? Like, what's going on here?
No, not at all. In
Because I
fact,
remember, is it Brutus? He was saying his workmates are all on fucking gear or whatever, and that's just natural, you know, in the like the lower classes of Britain or something.
I think actually Brutus has a point. I do think the working classes, lots of them smoke weed. I mean, probably don't even consider that a drug. But let me just address this elephant in the room and really explain the story. So look, at
Before you continue,
my old
sorry.
gym, I know that Guys,
wait.
recreationally used
A lot of
speed.
wait.
Oh, come on.
No, a lot of Australians smoke weed. I think like if you, I don't know the cutoff point or whatever. Maybe even if you went to a private school, probably like half the population smokes weed. It's kind of weird. I did for a little while, and I don't think it was the best idea.
Doesn't it
Uh,
just make you stupid and lazy?
well, exactly. I remember one guy who was my friend in high school. He was kind of bright, and then he got on the weed, and
Oh,
just
my God.
he was just retarded basically after that.
Precisely. I mean,
Yeah,
have you ever heard anything insightful from
I
a
think he ended
stoner?
up converting to Mormonism or something. So
Oh, well,
so now
maybe.
he wears the magic underpants.
Oh, well, maybe it did him some good. Maybe he's a rare
Yeah,
exception.
maybe.
I am pro Mormonism. Okay, I think it.
Interesting,
I
really.
think
I'm pro
yes.
Amish. I don't know about Mormonism though.
Amish, aren't they basically backward? Are they German? Oh no, they're
Dutch, I
Dutch.
think.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose if
Anyway,
you.
can
I
you just go
s
back to your story? Sorry.
All
I don't
right, sorry. This is
want
out going
to wreck
everywhere.
this
It is
whole
8 o'clock.
stream. It's all
It is
over.
8 o'clock on a
It's
British
two
morning.
ADD kids going at each other. This is going to be a disaster.
Yeah, so look, let's finish the story. Two guys at my gym were on speed, basically, probably addicted to it. And it's not a seedy gym, but I became aware of it just because, I mean, these people stand out. Basically, they go in and just kick a bag for like 6 hours non-stop. And I'm like,
Wow.
eventually I'm like, come on, what's going on here? Come on, explain it to me. And they're like, no. We're really into it, but obviously wired off their faces.
And you wouldn't want to start an argument with these meth heads, would you? I mean, you'd be there all day long. Or you might get stabbed. I don't know.
No, they were good guys, which is why, interestingly, in a weird way, I do think that there are potentially more like functional drug users in society that we're not aware of. Like I wouldn't have thought about it
Yes.
if I didn't like observe these guys in the gym doing their obsessive thing. And
Right.
outside of the gym, they're probably kind of functional and nobody notices. And and, and,
Yes.
and eventually I did speak to them about it. So I wanted to know I wanted to understand basically. And so they told me they don't smoke anything. They don't inject. They just eat it. Whatever whatever this they just eat it.
Eat it. Amazing. That sounds like, when you're like 12 and you're like, I'm gonna like do hard drugs. I'm gonna do weed, and you just like get some grass out of the the
Yeah.
football oval and roll it up, and you're like, I'm so fucking high, bro.
Brutus says they do ketamine. Maybe
Right.
I think he's speaking of his work colleagues perhaps. These guys can't do ketamine, so that's a tranquilizer.
I don't know how anyone would do ketamine. I mean, that's like a K-hole situation, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe these guys are high IQ and they know how to just have the perfect amount that gets them, kind of buzzed and ready to conquer the day, without like fucking drooling in the darkness in a room or whatever.
Yeah.
But
So what is drug use like in Australia? Um, you said that people smoke weed, but what about other drugs? Does Australia have a drug problem?
yeah, I mean, this is a thing. I think I'm still not sure if like it's just it's always been around or everyone like or it's more of a modern day thing like the fall of polite society or something. But I guess even in Victorian times, they were on like all sorts, weren't they? I don't know, but no, a lot of people smoke meth. There's like a lot of, especially in like the lower uh, socioeconomic areas, that they're just they're all on meth, and in the the hard working areas like the long haul truckers and the mining guys. Although they do get tested on the regular, so I don't know how it goes down these days. But I've heard that the guys that do the fly in fly out 12-hour shifts, for 5-6 days straight, they're on something. I would think they would have to be on something to do that shit.
Okay.
Um,
And so, what are your
who knows?
opinions? What are your opinions on it in terms of legality? Like Brutus famously says you should liberalize all drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I think possibly yes, because I think of like I said, like the Victorian era and other past eras where most people were on something. But I feel like a lot of people would get in trouble as well. Like a lot of people, if they can't handle it, it's like the old adage, like if you can afford it, you can do it. You know what I mean? But a lot of people would get themselves into trouble, I feel like. So I don't know, maybe limiting it is a good idea. Didn't they like legalize everything in Portugal or something? Was it Portugal or one of the South American countries?
I've heard that
Or was that just
it's decriminalized, I believe. I think if you get caught with it, with even something serious like crack, then you get an appointment to see the doctor. You don't go to jail.
right? I mean, from a eugenics point of view, maybe it should be completely legal because then it's whoever can handle it. The fittest rises to the top type thing. But that's kind of, I don't know. I think that's kind of more of a. It's too harsh for, especially these days. Like we've had multiple generations now where people, haven't been exposed to these chemicals that are extremely addictive or whatever they are. You know what I mean? So
The problem becomes when it impacts society. And so, would it necessarily be good for society to like legalize something like opium again and have everybody like smashed off their faces and
yeah,
how
I
I
mean,
mentioned, go on.
in the US, like is it California? There's a couple of states where they've allowed weed to be a thing. And I feel like it's just gone downhill since they've done that. Like I could be wrong, but like especially, well, I've heard that in California and other places, the weed that you buy from like a, what do they call it, a dispensary or something, it's like way stronger than like in the 70s or the 60s. So it also, for some reason, increases the strength that these products are sold as, you know what I mean? Unless it's maybe just like a lack of government regulation or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. There's issues with it, I feel like.
People can't control themselves. People become addicted. I believe addiction is a real thing. I've seen it with my own eyes. In fact, outside my window, I've started to clock like the smack heads for whatever reason. Like the local smack dealer is like, I started delivering his smack to people up the back of my street, and I just happened to be noticing it out of my window regularly. And these people they look so wrecked. Their bodies are wrecked. They're thin,
Oh yeah.
decimated. They're scruffy. Their lives are obviously terrible. They must just be spending their days shoplifting, probably stealing. So all the downstream
And they
effects.
what's their how do I put this? What's their complexion like? We talking?
No, these are white. These are
Do
white
they wear
guys.
like? Are they? Are they in a reggae band? Or?
No, these are white guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's just a consequence of the fall of the West.
Yeah, I actually live in a, majorly, until very recently, totally white town, until like 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, obviously, but
Yeah.
like, so was it like, are we talking like the middle of, you know, the British Isles, or sort of like north, or like south, like roughly sort of what vacation are we talking about?
Yeah, obviously, without doxing myself, I tell people I'm in the north of the UK.
Okay. Yeah. You don't sound like you're from the north. Is there like a lack of regional accents these days, or is it just, I don't know.
No,
Is
but
that gone by the side a little bit?
I think with my voice, the twang comes out occasionally. I I try to. I've been conscious of not like being too broad with my accent. I can slip into it easily, like Alfred says. SJJ's a northern monkey.
A northern monkey.
Yeah.
What's that from? Oh man, there's a lot of British comedies that I love. Oh, I think it's Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Is it? No, the other one, Snatch.
Ah, but
Fuck,
these are
Northern
London
Monkey.
films, bro.
Yeah,
This is all Cockney shit, which I hate.
really? Why? And the
Ugh.
world loves it. The world loves the
Yeah,
Cockney.
the
I
world
think it's a
loves it, but
dying.
London isn't like that anymore. This is all like a fantasy.
Yeah, it's gone, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
a
like
shame.
the craze and all EastEnders and all this kind of nonsense, and that's not London anymore. London is like Somalians and
Fuck.
Bangladeshis, Pakistanis,
Yeah.
all the white people are out on the suburbs. They've all basically moved to Essex, I think, is where they've all fled to.
What the white people have.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
London's like
Most of my
30% white now,
ancestors
bro.
were from
It's
Essex.
gone.
Yeah, I know. I've heard the horror stories. Yeah, yeah. Like one side of my family was from Essex. They're not all. They don't all have bleached hair and big tits and jumbo lips. But
Hmm.
is that still the classic Essex girl?
Yes, it is.
How did that happen? Like
You
what
know,
happened
I have
there? What
no
was going on
idea. I
there?
don't know the law.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. I think basically it came it was obviously a cultural phenomenon, but then it was promoted via culture through the TV program that emphasized these things. What was it? The Only Way is Essex or something like that it was called. And this basically was kind of a reality show about these people who um, it's not just girls, by the way. It's a phenomenon of Essex boys as well.
Right. Is
Like
there? I've
lads on the
heard.
lash, but who look after themselves and are into. I guess it was like an early form of self improvement mixed with like dating game. Go on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, when I was coming up, there was some guys, even in Australia, who like it was the what was it the metrosexual type
Hmm.
craze or whatever,
Yeah.
um, where even like some makeup went on. I guess, but I like some 80s stuff, like some 80s bands where they wore makeup. Maybe I'm not like totally against makeup in
Hmm.
certain scenes or whatever. I don't know, but it was interesting. I never partook unless it was like my housemates. The chicks wanted to put some makeup on. You know the guy or whatever. one night, and then I would rub it off. You know what I mean? Just as
Wait,
a
what? What the fuck on the guy? And then you'd.
yeah, you know, like you haven't been in a share home situation where the chicks want to put some eyeliner on you for a laugh or whatever, and then you
No.
rub it off afterwards. No, okay.
Waiting. Waiting. Did you put their clothes on as well, Robert?
No. Never went that far. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Thanks for asking, there. I guess.
like David Bowie, alphabet cat says.
Exactly. Maybe it was just the influence of David. Awkward.
Right.
All right.
Brutus is demanding that I
Moving
ask
right
you
along.
more about this. What exactly what makeup did you let them put on you, Robert?
Oh, it was just eyeliner, and I think some like cheek blush or so. I don't know. It was a long time ago, brother. It's my
Lipstick.
youth is well and truly over. Basically, there's no female presence in my life now, so it's just go to work and fucking talk to welders and have a smoke break. You know, like there's no the office lady's fat as fuck. You know, I don't know if you've been to work lately, SJJ, but there's always a fat office lady, if not multiple. You know,
There
and
is.
the one at my work recently just got married, and she's got all these stickers on her office. Just married, you know, and she's fucking huge, and it's just
Yep.
like, oh, what are we doing here? Who married her? Who was this poor guy?
Yeah, are we talking young or old?
Oh, well, I mean, you know, the payroll officer is always like 45, at
Oh my
least
god.
at least 30.
Who's marrying these fat 40-year-old women? I don't get
Yeah,
it.
well, she's never married.
Fucking
The
hell.
fine, those ones are
You
never
know
married.
who
The
it
other
will
one's
be?
like 20, I don't know, maybe 28, 29. Maybe she's in her 30s. I don't know. She's got like a reasonably good, cute face, I guess you would say.
You know who it's going to be, Robert? Though it's going to be probably in your case a Chinese or Indian immigrant. That's who's gone for the £400
Well,
40-year-old
yeah,
woman.
exactly. I mean, I shouldn't like whatever, but like a lot of the guys that I work with now are Indians. A lot of engineers are
Oh
Indians
god.
for some reason in Australia. Yeah, like I would say over half are Indians. Yeah. You know, the place where I work, they're all like fucking white British, like actually some are actually English, Australians, but
Mm.
we get contracted out to other places and yeah, they're all it's all multicultural.
Is this office
It's
work
only because I work in
or
like a specialized firm that
right?
it's like that. But
Are we talking office style work?
yeah. Can be working behind a computer screen.
Right. Oh my god, that sounds soul destroying. Not gonna lie, it could not do it for anything.
This is why I drink, brother. No, I mean that's all I do.
Do you enjoy your job?
If there was like an introduction to me, it would be like I go to work, I come
Yeah.
home, I crack open a beer, I watch YouTube, and listen to spicy podcasts, and that's my life.
Oh my. Right. So I think we need to do some like save Rob counselling now. Then. So, are you satisfied with your work situation? Is it tolerable?
It's fine. I mean, it's
It's fine.
actually I
Okay.
maybe it's Stockholm syndrome at this point, but I'm kind of cool with it, you know. I mean, this is the thing. I wanted to bring up this subject, but you know, whatever. I'll launch into it, right? This idea in the modern world that you have to sell your time for money is ridiculous. Like the office hour thing. You turn up at 8 or whatever, and you go home at 4:30 or 5, unless you're like on salary and then your boss makes you do way too many hours because they can, you know, right? what is this? What are we doing? At like half of my time, I'm on my fucking phone. I've gone out to take a piss. I've gone around the back to have a smoke. Like I'm just wasting my life. I smash out work like, you know, faster than anyone else, really, just because of experience and whatever, right? But it's like the actual work gets done, probably with half the day left. And then I'm just fucking sitting there waiting for the clock to pass.
Oh, sounds like torture to an ADHD guy.
It is. It is.
Oh.
It is absolutely
I've actually been there, done one of these jobs, and I think I lasted maybe like 4 weeks at the most.
Really.
Yes. Yeah, 4 weeks, and I was out the door.
This is what a boomer would say. You need to apply yourself, lad. You can't handle an office job.
I can't stand the environment. I'm sat there on this chair in these terrible, awful, fucking tight clothes. This white shirt that I can't. That it gets dirty at the first touch of anything. Shows your sweat off.
Yeah.
Trousers that are fucking annoying and uncomfortable.
And you have to be a wife. You have to do laundry and dishes. I mean, what the fuck is this?
Right, here's my experience in the office. I would go in. It's quiet. Nobody's talking. The only things that you hear is this noise.
Right.
Right. And people actually would go, it was all women, they would go up to each other and whisper to each other. I'm like, what the fuck is this kind of environment?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad. But yeah, like I said, I work for like a kind of a specialized company, so there's a little bit of, although everyone is kind of quiet now that you mention even like apparently red-blooded males. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It depends what you're doing. If you're doing something dynamic and everyone's getting involved and you've got to think about a solution to a problem or whatever, it gets a bit whatever, right? But yeah, in general, I guess if you work like as part of a factory, which I'm contracted out to at the moment, people are in and out talking about, what's going on the shop floor. And I guess it's a bit more.
Brutus wants to know, how do you manage to keep your mouth shut and not get sacked in today's politically correct society?
I hide my power levels. That's the answer to that one.
You must have a very tolerant office. I guarantee you all these, unless it's just all Indians, and they just don't get it, all these women already know. They've already clocked you, Robert. They've got your number. They're aware of you. They've probably already complained about you, and somehow you just have a manager that's tolerating you.
No, I know. Well, yeah, maybe, but I think it's more like in the UK it must be a fucking nightmare, but I think it's less like that in Australia. Maybe in like the city, if you work in a city firm, or like in like Victoria or New South Wales, maybe it's worse. But I know in Queensland I've heard, haven't actually been there and done work in Queensland, but they're a lot more relaxed with that stuff in general. The Queenslander in general is another creature. He's like, it's kind of hotter up there. The day goes a bit slower. Everyone speaks a little bit slower. It's all time. Deadlines aren't quite deadlines. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the high pressure city, offices, it's exactly like that.
I struggle to believe that the Aussie male that I know, that I think of, the Aussie archetype, which probably is deep inside you, yearning to get out. I think of being like the Steve Irwin archetype, okay? And I struggle to believe that type of instinct in an Aussie male can conform to be locked down in an office job for 8 hours a day, with Indians and HR women.
It's interesting, yeah. Well, I think a lot of people go into trades. In the tradie world, it's a lot more it's a lot more of a free male environment, because there are some female apprentices now, but it's all the banter and the tricks on the apprentice, and go to the supply store and pick up a long wait. All of that sort of stuff still goes on. But the office environment, I think the office environment is just a horrible fucking invention
Yeah.
in general. But no, but there is kind of this myth from the rest of the world about Australians, and I don't know if you know the Franklin, but he talked about this a lot. 95% of people are in cities. Like, we're the most domesticated uh, people on Earth these days. This kind of myth of Crocodile Dundee out in the sticks, cruising around hunting kangaroos or whatever. It's just kind of
It's
a
not
myth,
true.
Yeah, because 85% of Australia is uninhabitable, so we all fucking crowd up in cities.
You tell me this, but I actually have another family member who is in Australia right now, and they're working at some mine in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean the mining guys are rough. I respect them, but again, it's
Wait,
kind of
wait, wait, wait.
thing because
Actually,
yeah,
actually,
you say
it's a girl,
okay.
and she's working at a mine.
Is she kind of rough or no?
No, she's not. Actually, no. Before, here's the story. She was doing like what was it? She actually worked for some kind of makeup company. She would do
Really?
makeup and shit, and then she decided to go backpacking to Australia, which is what a lot of like young British people will sometimes choose to do. Backpacking to Australia, staying in hostels, doing first fruit picking, and then
Yeah.
has ended up getting a job at a mine. There's like this little town where the mine is with nothing else there apart from like maybe a shop. The mine pays for her house or pays for where she has to stay, where she's staying. So she's living rent free. But can do is like go to the mine. There's literally nothing else there. It's like wake up, go to the mine, come home and sleep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I was gonna say, it's a rough environment, the mining thing, because a lot of them just go out there thinking they're gonna make a lot of money and then just drink it all away, because they just they come home from a 12-hour shift and there's no one around, there's nothing to do except for like the pub, and so they'll just drink their wage away, and it's been 3 years in the mine and they've got nothing to show for it. That's a very common story. So if you're smart and you can hack it, maybe you can make some money. But
Bruder, she's not getting railed. Okay, come off it, bro. She's just working at the mine. Fucking hell. Come on. Do you not feel?
I
Do you
mean, she
not?
probably is. Let's be honest.
Do you not
There's
know?
this, there's
No,
this,
no, no.
there's this
It's not true.
documentary. If anyone's interested, shit, I can't remember the name of it. I'll look at. But there's these Swedish girls who go out to a remote mining site, and they're hired as barmaids for like a pretty rough bar. And they all end up. They basically just get drunk every night with the patrons, because everyone's trying it on, and there's nothing to do, and they go home to their little hotel and whatever. They get invited to like a fucking like a day out, like where some dude drives his 4-wheel drive in the middle of nowhere, and they look at a fucking lake that's like a salt lake, like there's nothing there's nothing out there, and one of them ends up getting like having a breakdown and like basically going to hospital and not being able to continue. It's fascinating. Yeah, you have to be a different breed out there sometimes.
Yeah. So are you telling me you do not experience the call of the wild? Like Brutus is saying here, why don't you conquer the outback? Why don't you do something different? Because in a way, Rob, here's like the psychological chat. Here's like the pep talk. So basically, you're unless you're moving towards a goal. I think when I talked to you last time, you're like in your 30s. So unless you are progressing rapidly towards a goal, you're probably going to be in exactly the same position that you're in now in another 10 years' time. It's going to have disappeared like that, like a flash before your eyes. You're going to have nothing to show for it. And I don't want to get you down, but I'm already like feeling a tad of existential angst. I'm looking ahead and thinking, will I be in the same place that I am now in 5 years' time? And I'm looking, thinking, probably likely. And I think this is like a modern day disease of some sort or an affliction that we can all fall into,
100%.
which is like this inertia. We can become, we can say it's okay, it's tolerable. I can put up with this and turn ourselves in to a day job, come home, maybe in your case, drink it all away, and then the next day turn back in. And this is essentially the modern day subsisting. We are just like getting
Yeah.
by, and it's not enough. You have the potential for way, way much more. I mean, you're not a stupid guy. You should you should have a goal and achieve it.
Mm. Well, yeah. I mean, you're right. And whatever, right? But and like, yeah, I don't know what else to say except you're right, and maybe I'll work on whatever, right? But
Yeah,
like for me, I guess I'm like the ultimate doomer because like I've been there and done that in some ways. Like I was in a metal band. Actually got cancelled in like our local scene because of my political views. You would think fucking metalheads would be the least exposed to the pos, but actually, they kind of are the most in some ways. Um, and I was doing a lot of stuff when I was younger, and then I got a mortgage. I'd maybe never get a mortgage. I don't know. What is it, like French for death loan or like death contract or something? Mort gauge, right?
yes, yes.
Um, but no, yeah, and then the bills came in, and it was just you had to play the game if you wanted to fucking continue on, and maybe I'll break out. I mean, my place has grown in value a little bit, so yeah, maybe
Okay, that's good.
consider a move, but
This is good. Okay, you're not
but
a
yeah.
renter, so this is good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe renting's worse. I don't fucking know anymore. I know renting prices in Australia are ridiculous. So are property prices. They're
Wait, wait,
trying to
wait. Brutus
board
says
up
a
so many.
mortgage will ruin your life, will end your life, but I mean, renting is dead money. You end up with nothing to show for that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends where you buy. Like, it's location, 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 and property costs money. Like, so you got to have some money to get on the property market. And my parents helped me out. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not self-made in that way. You know what I mean? So, but it's still a better idea if you can do it. Absolutely. A lot of people say like getting into debt isn't such a bad thing if you can use your money to make more money. You know what I mean?
Oh, it'll
Um,
stop you from traveling, is what he means.
yeah.
It locks you down, absolutely locks you down. In a weird way, I think it's kind of a. I wonder to what extent there's like a corporate. I don't know. I was going to call it a corporate scam. People would like to stay in one place, stay in your jobs. Don't get off the plantation. You're locked in now. You're going to have to be turning up to work for 30 years. There's no
Exactly.
getting out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, like I said, this whole idea of selling your time for money is just so flawed because like I've had multiple experience where I've gone in a little bit late, right? You know, a little bit hungover, right? Rock up a
Right.
little bit late to the office. I've smashed out like so much work in the previous week. There's nothing going on, right? And yet the boss looks at you like you're some kind of scum because you've like you, you haven't quite like turned up when everyone else has turned up, even though they've done full work the last 2 days. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's incredible. But
Oh, I
anyway,
hate
it's
it.
life, right?
Hate it. So the question is this where you want to see yourself in the future? What about hobbies? Don't you have a hobby that Bruce mentioned here? A hobby. Don't you have a hobby that you can monetize? I mean, this is the modern day thing. This is
Mm.
the way forward. Like learn a skill, a trade, or something, and then slowly monetize it through through side hustles. I mean, this is
Well,
how
I'm
all these
working on it.
online
Where are the
bros do
super chats, bruv? Let's split this podcast money. Let's fucking go.
it. Hey, on that,
Where are where are the Russian rubles? I disagree on the whole Russian thing. Let's not go into it. But yeah, like, where's ASIO? ASIO, I've infiltrated the alt right in Australia. Here I am on YouTube. I'm in deep with them. Give me some fucking money.
no, but in all seriousness, I mean, what these online bros have done, and I'm not talking about people who are like monetizing in politics. I'm just talking about all these like digital people who are making money online.
Yeah.
You know, a
I
lot
mean,
of
I have
it starts as a hobby.
cryptocurrency, but recently it's gone down a lot.
Oh fuck, cryptocurrency. Oh my god, that's just a scam, bro.
Maybe. If you got in early, I mean, it's not really a scam. Do you think it's going to fade away?
It's
I
a
think it'll be
Ponzi
here.
scheme, isn't it?
I think it'll be here forever.
It's only worth something because other people are buying in. The moment,
Yeah,
the moment
people
they
are still
pull their
buying it.
rug, it's gone.
I mean, you could be right. I don't know. I don't have much.
The problem with Bitcoin now is that in order for you to make a substantial amount of money on it, you've got to put a lot of money into it. Because, for instance, to double your money, you've got to put you've got to like, it's got to go up 100%. So the price of Bitcoin has to get from $100,000 that it's at now to $200,000 for
Yeah,
you
but
to just turn 500 quid
it's
into a
always
thousand.
about gambling on meme coins. That's where you make your money.
Ugh. Those are the scams. Those are where people are just doing the rug
This
pull.
is where I think, what the fuck are we doing with AI if we can't fucking have a what do they call it? A neural network that fucking just trades for us. Like, why do we all not have our own personal trader? Even if it's working with fuck all money, like currency trading, anything, shares. Why isn't AI dominating? It probably is. Like, but how do I get a piece of that?
Yeah, well, there's lots of products offered out there, but I suspect most of them are scams.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe the big trading companies are using. I think the simple answer is you can't necessarily predict the markets because if you could, then somebody's doing it and then they'd have all the money.
Yeah, which they probably are. Palantir, isn't it? Who's the guy that invented Palantir? Or is it?
Alex Karp.
Is it Peter Thiel? No. Yeah. Okay.
Alex Karp's the CEO. It might be Teal funded, yeah.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Teal? Is he a homo too?
Yes.
Is he Jewish or?
No. I believe he's a wasp. Or just heritage American.
Why? I saw an interview recently. He looks like he's cracked out. He's like being in too many bathhouses for too long.
Yeah, he might be one of these functional drug users. In fact, I've suspected this about Teal as well. He actually does have the look, in a weird way. Now you mention it, of like these these guys who I know who are eating this speed or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Hobbies, I don't know. I don't really. Maybe I should get into golf again. I used to play golf. Um,
No, I'm talking
did the
about
whole
something like
tournament thing
woodworking,
for a little while.
something you could
What else?
monetize.
Chess. I played chess. Monetizing it, yeah. There's nothing really going on there.
What about making boomerangs?
Yeah. 3D printing is kind of interesting. We have some 3D printers at my work, my actual work, not where I'm contracted out. They're like 30 grand each or something. They use them for prototyping.
Yeah,
My cousin sells plastic to people. He has his own business importing plastic from China and selling it for 3D printing. You know,
right.
that's kind of cool. But
No,
yeah,
you have to pick something where there's no barrier to entry, basically. So another example would be another family member of mine started making benches. So, like a park bench, a bench that you sit on, a garden
yeah,
bench. He just started buying wood and making them. And at first, oh my God, bro, they were horrible. They were dog shit. He used to post them on Facebook
yeah,
and they were a nightmare. He'd offer them for sale. But gradually, over time, he's actually gotten good at it. I mean, he's kept it up. He's gotten good at it. So now we're like, I don't know, 50 benches down the line, and they look amazing. And he's now
yeah,
actually, people are buying them. And this is just something that he does in his garage, like spare time. He's churning out, I don't know, a couple of benches, or a bench a week or something like that, and selling them for
yeah,
hundreds of pounds.
yeah.
So,
Well, I guess the ultimate thing would be leech off the government, go on welfare, start a bench business or whatever the fuck. Start a 3D printing business, do whatever. It costs nothing, right? And slowly work your way into the money, I guess.
yeah. All right, so
I guess we're
Rob,
nearing the end, so maybe I'll just lay out
your
my
thesis, lay
dreams.
out your political solution, because Claire Core is going to bother me, right? If I don't get from you how to fix the world according to Robert Cobb. Let's hear it, bro.
No, no. That's no. Okay, no, because okay, Claire's idea is
Do
what it
do
is, right?
do
And
do do
and,
do
and
do
whatever about
do
Claire's idea, okay. But
do
Claire's idea is
do
interesting
do do do.
because it's not. People
Are
think,
you
oh,
there,
okay, it's
Robert?
going to be Islamic. It's going to be like Sharia law, whatever, right? But
Robert, we can't hear you.
hello, hello.
Oh no, we've lost Robert. Check your mic, Robert. I saw you just unmuted, but I can't hear you. Can anybody
Hello?
else hear
Hello?
Robert?
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Your
me?
screen isn't pulsating, so
What the fuck? What the fuck? No,
Bruce is
this is
lying.
ridiculous. Brutus says he can hear me.
Brutus is trying to derail SJJMAS. Can you believe it? Oh my
What the
god,
fuck?
dude. I thought I could
Kumit
count
says
on
he
you
can't hear me.
above everybody else, and he's come in to
Oh,
derail us.
can I leave and come back?
The screen is not pulsating on Robert. It's not
It's
true.
pulsating on my end.
Come on, Robert. Go on, Robert. Speak up.
What the fuck?
No, I just pulled my headphones out, so you're lying, everybody.
Hello?
Okay, well, this is an unfortunate ending to the show. If Robert doesn't come back, I am going to have to go, but it was a good show. Hello, says Robert in the chat. Hello, Robert.
Can you hear me? The fuck? Oh.
Bro, I'm not muted.
Can I drop out and come back in?
He's not... Bro. Oh my god. So what's happening? Drop out and come back in. Drop out and come back in, Robert. Please. Do. Bear with me, everybody. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know whether to believe anybody. I can't believe any of you fuckers. Right, we'll wait for Rob to come back. Rob, can you hear me?
Hello, is it working now?
Yes, can you hear me?
The fuck? Yeah.
Neither of us are pulsating.
They did nothing, you fucks.
When I listen back to this, I'm going to look in the chat. I guarantee you, when I look back at this, I'm going to look in the chat and hopefully find out that you are all telling me the truth. Otherwise, there'll be trouble. Okay, Robert. So it's going to have to be quick because I've got to be in work in like 59 minutes. Otherwise, they will stare at me.
Secular Quranism is what it is. It's bullshit, right? But it's basically a treaty. It's not like fucking Islamic law, as far as I can tell from how I've grew up, Claire. It's basically a legal treaty.
Bro, fuck secular Quranism. Fuck that shit. Like, what about your solution? That's what I want to hear. Fuck Claire's wacko solution.
I don't have a solution for the West. Jesus Christ. Although I will say my personal dream is to get back to family farm because my grandfather sold it after his wife died, my grandmother. And he should have held on to it, and my father didn't take up the family tradition because he's a boomer. I can't blame him. Hope he doesn't listen to this, but whatever. And the other dream is to travel to Scotland and slay a deer and present it to the local landowner and say, please support me in taking back the UK. I've made a sacrifice for you. And cover my face in blood and see what happens. And there's the two solutions that I have.
Good. Well, taking back the family farm would be an honourable pursuit. Do you think you could be a farmer? I mean,
absolutely. I think it's in my bones.
In your blood. Okay. Well, I recommend we do it. Right then, Rob. Do you have a Christmas song that you would like to sing for everybody?
Oh, fuck. I do, but I didn't practice as long as I should have. So
is it this one?
Fucking Red Hot Go. Yeah.
Are we ready for it?
I'm gonna load that up myself. See if I can't. Do you hear? Hold on. I'm just gonna try something. AC/DC. You've got to get to work, don't you? Fuck.
Come on, bro. The worse it is, the better people will like it. Basically, it's karaoke, so let's just do it.
Oh, Christ. Okay, let's fucking go.
Come on. Here we go.
Start from like the middle because it's fucking hard.
Oh, let's do it.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the day. I just can't tell Christmas time when I can roll you in the hay. Easy come, easy go. Have a good time. Well, lots of dough. Slipping up high, slipping down low. Love them and leave them on with the show. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Listen, I like female in minimum dress. Money to spend, with a capital S. Get a date with the woman in red. Wanna be in heaven with 3 in the bed. I say, yeah, you got it, I want it, yeah. They got it, I can't have it. But I don't want it, it don't matter. She got it and I can't get it. I want to miss you for Christmas. I want to miss you for Christmas. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wanna miss just for Christmas. Come on. Alright, fuck it, that was me.
All right. For Robert, I detect a voice hiding under that Aussie rough exterior. So people loved it. There we go. Robert, it's been real. This has been your SJJMAS. I have to go to work. Thanks for coming on the show, and I'll speak to you another time.
Thank you so much for fitting me in, mate.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone. And I've got a show tonight, about 8 o'clock, I think. Watch for it coming up on the list. All right.
Merry Christmas.